Hi folks, hello and welcome back to another video right here on the channel. So I have some new content for you guys. Over on Dante's, I do a little unboxing, first impressions of the Scream magazine. They have gone down quite well. Over here, I've done the Evercade Evolution magazines. They've gone down well. So I thought I'd take out another subscription and I would add Retro Gamer magazine to the growing library of retro content that we've had this year. Okay, so you can get these worldwide, as far as I know. Go on a website, retrogamer.co.uk, I think. Have a look at your worldwide options. I'm obviously in the United Kingdom, so I think it's something like 6 magazines for £28, something like that. The actual cover value, I think they're about £6 an issue. One of them, have it come to your door, you'd have to run down to Menzies or Smith's or faff around your local Asda or whatever trying to find it. Obviously, massive retro gamer fan. I've got, I must have about like 100 issues of these that I've had like on previous subscriptions. Really good magazines, jam-packed with like amazing retro features on all your favourite games. I've waffled long enough. I'm going to chuck on the specs and I'm going to show you what this issue is all about. Okay, so trusty specs. What was really nice, I opened my envelope and I found this little Ultimate Mini Rare companion booklet. Rare are one of my favourite developers. Right from the early days, I think they were Ultimate Play the Game, and I think they went over to Rare, a lot of the programmers. And just looking down some of the content of the games here, I'm not going to read the content, I'll show you them as we go along, but yeah, they're just one of them top software houses, do you know what I mean? I'm not saying everything he touches made of gold, but you know what I'm saying. Okay, so the Ultimate Collection, and yeah, Darren, the editor, just goes down and gives a little bit of an introduction, and then we get the actual contents there. I'm going to be very, very aware of glare today, folks. I've got the sun beaming through the window. Okay, so let's have a look then. So we take a look at Blueprint from 1982, Jetpack, one of my all-time favourite, probably top 3 games of all time, 1983, Psst, 1983, Attic Attack, 1983, Saberwolf, another classic, so automatically going straight for the ZX Spectrum stuff. And I mean, yeah, just absolute quality right there. You could play any of them and just, you know, be happy for the afternoon. Then we go on to the Commodore 64 with the Stafford Carnath, Alienate, Gunfight, and Cyber Run. Now, yeah, these are actually just jumping all over the place. I thought you were doing them in like by machines. They're obviously not, but yeah, there you go, guys. Some more top quality games. I'm sure a lot of you have actually played these anyway, you know. Slalom, 1987, that's a fun little title. Wizards and Warriors RC Pro-Am. WWF WrestleMania. Cobra Triangle, Wizards and Warriors X, Solar Jetman, Snake Rattle and Roll, Captain Skyhawk. I wasn't going to actually show this, but like I said to Steph, I think it's relevant because like all my folks, you folks, you know, my little retro gang, you know, I do think you do appreciate it. Feel free to just skip through the video if you just want to get to the magazine. Nightmare on Elm Street, Super Glove Ball, Digger T, and Sneaky Snakes. And again, you can see there's just like a little column about each one, which is always nice. Battletoads and Double Dragon, Battletoads Arcade, Killer Instinct, Monster Max. They said Max then. Or Monster Mash, of course, with Halloween around the corner. Donkey Kong Country, Donkey Kong Land, Donkey Kong Country 2, Donkey Kong Country 3. These were, on the Super Nintendo, they were just exquisite. They were just platform in heaven. To be fair, Blast Corps, GoldenEye 007 needs no introduction. Diddy Kong Racing, Banjo-Kazooie, another one, no intro for Banjo. Conker's Pocket Tales, we all have Conker, don't we, the foul-mouthed squirrel, and Jet Force Gemini. So this is automatically, I'm not sure if this wasn't actually with the magazine, like for folks buying it, or if it's a subscriber only, I don't know, but welcome. Donkey Kong 64, Perfect Dark, the unofficial follow-up, of course, to 007. And Perfect Dark, another release there from 2000. Banjo-Tooie, Mickey Speedway USA, Conker's Bad Fur Day, I love Conker. Star Fox Adventures, Banjo-Kazooie, Grunty's Revenge, Grabbed by the Ghoulies. What a title for a game that is. I thought some of the proper like 80s titles were like a little bit, you know... no, I don't like that. The idea that a remake of Sabrewulf. No. Just leave it, man. Seriously. Sabrewulf remake. It's Mr. Pants, Perfect Dark Zero, and cameo elements of Power. So we're now coming along, obviously, further along in the years. Can't get my teeth in. Viva Pinata. Jetpack Refueled, which wasn't actually bad, you know, taking back what I just said before about leaving things. Viva Pinata, Rocket Paradise, Banjo-Kazooie, Nuts and Bolts, Kinect Sports, Killer Instinct. So there's got to be some of these games you guys have played and whether you've realised it's the genius of Rare or not. You know, these just make me smile. Rare Replay on the Xbox One. That was a collection of all the Rare games. I've got that one. I couldn't find it to hand before doing the video. I was going to do my usual little flash. Sea of Thieves, Battletoads. I'm at the last page here, folks. It says, and the rest, and there's just loads listed, so I'm not even going to bother reading them off, okay, because there's just a ton of stuff. So Rare obviously sit up there in the retro gods, and so they should. Okay, so what you actually come here for, before our little bonus, and we've got an amazing Rare cover, is the latest issue of Retro Gamer. These are monthly. Okay, so... we have the Retrobates, which shows us all the staff team, and Darren, the editor, is editorial bit there. So I always love this. It's a feature I love in magazine. It just kind of gives me that little... I just want to kind of get stuck in. I want to see what's going on. The editor giving us a little bit of overview. Then we go on to a very, very colourful contents page. So again, a really nice layout. These are spot on. They're like... There probably are other retro magazines like similar to this. Like back in the day, we had like computer and video games, and we had there was a Japanese one, an American one, EGM, Electronic Gaming Monthly, and stuff. But these really do for me. You know, this is why I went back to the subscription. Okay, so something close to my heart. We're in the Retro Radar, the news, and it's showing Evercade's Blazer's latest little handheld, which is due next month, and yes, I have pre-ordered one. So they're showing us them, and they're showing us some Evercade stuff. Now, what's nice here, to be fair, is it's lovely to see our little machine, the Evercade, like, well, let's say all over the machine. This is a Retro Gamer video, and you may actually be here for the first time just to see what's in this issue. For those not in the know, yeah, I cover the Evercade. I'm a massive champion of Blazer's little machine, so it's absolutely lovely to see them covered in a magazine of such calibre. If you haven't got an Evercade, hey, read what the magazine says about them and look into them. It's well worth it. Okay, so moving on. Retro column, up and away. We get a week in Tokyo where we should devour all the arcades, and of course we get another advert. Blaze are doing brilliant with these adverts here for Full Void, which of course is one of our new big releases coming on our console. Okay, Elite Memories. We've got a little bit about the game Elite when it first come out there. There's an awful lot of like adverts I'm noticing here. It seems to be like every other page, and I do hope that they've sort of decided to get them out the way, front load them, and then give us all the articles, because I go away and I read these. You know, obviously I don't just do them just for the, you know, just to show them. Okay, A Moment With says Faith Johnson quizzes David L. Craddock about his new first-person shooter documentary. Now, oh, they got the amazing John Romero on here as well. Yeah. So obviously there's a new retro documentary coming. I'll be reading about that, and I will be adding them to my collection. I've got all the Bedrooms of Billions and all those ones. I generally don't do Kickstarter normally, but I will kind of jump on and do that. Okay, back to the noughties, and we go back to January 2007. The news of the month, more importantly, the charts and that kind of thing, and all the gaming related stuff. Okay, I really do enjoy this. I used to enjoy this section greatly, I'll be honest. Hero from the Atari 2600, double page spread. It's a really good game, Hero, to be fair. I'm not sure. I'm sure it's on one of the Evercade. Is it the Atari Arcade? I'm sure it's on one of them. And then we have our main article here now, which will probably go for about 20 pages. And it is a Rare celebration. As I say, any retro gamer worth their salt has played, you know, a rare game of some description. I'm just going to flash through these guys and just show you what we're talking about there. So obviously anybody wanting to buy this or is just like checking this out, you know, you're not going to want me waffling away reading every single word of the magazine. But, you know, high quality content, lovely screenshots. I think I've seen something of the NES and SNES era there. So the article must obviously be going through the different levels of the games. But yeah, as I say, I come across these guys as Ultimate Play the Game on a ZX Spectrum, probably like most people of my era, should we say, not age. I've only turned 53 a couple of days ago. Okay, then we go on to the N64 era, made famous obviously by the immortal GoldenEye. What a game that was, and still is, to be fair. I would highly recommend you play it on its original Nintendo 64. As a machine, the 64 is absolutely horrible to emulate. You won't get a solid emulation off it, and anybody who does, please just get in touch with the channel links and let me know. I mean, I am lucky enough to actually own a Commodore 64 anyway, along with GoldenEye. But it's also nice to just have like your Raspberry Pi or something like that there, just to, you know, flick your various machines on. I used to work nights, and I'd take like one of the machines into work, do my jobs and my chores and everything, and then in that downtime I'd sit there and I'd just play the games. I remember one day my manager saying to me, "What would you do if you got a night check?" And it was the area manager. I said I'd ask her to sit down, see if she wanted to play like Mario Kart. What do you want me to say? As if I'm going to turn the Super Nintendo off, do you know what I mean? At 3 o'clock in the morning on a night shift. So they were just a couple of subscriber adverts there. The Ultimate Guide to Jet Set Willy, one of the greatest games ever written, bar none. I don't think there'll be anybody on the comments below who will actually say to me it's not. I mean, if you were one of them people who thought it was overrated, didn't like it and whatever, hey, you know, we are all different, folks. I wouldn't hold anyone's opinion against them. But for me, right up there, that Manic Mine, this will be one that makes my friend Jimmy Barnes very happy. We've got the making of the New Zealand Story, one of Jimmy's all-time favourite games. The conversations Jim and I have actually had about that have been, yeah, lovely game, New Zealand Story. Like a little Kiwi, I think he is. So you got to basically run around. You got to like just collect his little mates who've been imprisoned and stuff. Typical platform fare, quite tricky as well. It's one of those that does look like quite easy, but it's the further you go on. Okay, Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, not quite so ultimate after all. Now I don't know, and I can't comment. Friends of the channel, regular viewers, older viewers will know I'm a massive Street Fighter 2 fan. I just saw something else there. And I played Mortal Kombat. I played Mortal Kombat 1 and Mortal Kombat 2. I enjoyed them, but I'll always be a Street Fighter guy. The history of sensible soccer, undoubtedly. I only had a conversation with Jimmy earlier on comments over a previous video. Go check out the Codemasters one. And about sensible soccer, and we both agreed, you know, it's like the greatest footy game ever made. You know, I'm talking about the original, like, Amiga version here. I mean, the Mega Drive one was okay, you know, don't get me wrong, but, yeah, sensible soccer, undoubtedly. Certainly for, like, folks of, like, a certain age going back again. I used to, like, I hammered it on my Amiga. I really did, and it was absolutely fantastic. Hardware heaven. Game Boy. I still have one. I've got a yellow one, and Tetris is still in it from the day I bought it. I love it. I love it. The making of Jurassic Park. Okay, so I'm thinking by the look of this, without trying to read anything, it's the SNES version of showing. But it says conversion capers, SNES, NES, Game Boy, Amiga, and PC. So obviously, massive, massive franchise. I don't need to explain it. Nobody's been under a rock that long that you don't know what a dinosaur or Jurassic Park is. But the games, from what I recall, I played on, crikey, I think it was a SNES version a while ago. And I couldn't really get into it. It wasn't a bad game, but the IP doesn't really interest me. I've got friends who really rate them. And as movies, they're not bad, but no, not really for me. This is more my kind of thing. Quake. Here we go. It's actually like one little retro revival. And what you do is you actually get one of the staff, and they actually just give like their opinions and their sort of thoughts and memories, a little bit like what I'm doing now. And I love that. That's one of the things about retro that I really love. You know, the community. I'm so lucky with like my viewers on this channel. The conversations we have are amazing. You know, and I'm lucky enough to turn around and call a lot of them like friends. You know, retro gamers are a special crew, a special bunch. Ultimate Guide to Gran Turismo, made famous by PlayStation, of course. I think it first appeared on PlayStation 1. I remember my friend Carl coming around one night and he's like, man, I've got Gran Turismo, and I'm not a massive driving fan, you know. And I remember it basically like blew my mind. I was like, these graphics are amazing, man, you know. And then he said, yeah, have a go with that. And I put it on and I was just like, I couldn't do it. It's simulation. I'm more of a burnout kind of guy, you know, outrun, something like that, where I just drive, show me where to go. I don't even do that very well, but like I'm not driving simulation minded. The making of Grand Theft Auto Vice City, and we all know it's the best Vice City, the best Grand Theft Auto, don't we? 5 is good fun, stuff like that. Liberty City, all of them. What made it so good, and they picked up here, is killer tracks, the sounds of the 80s, and they actually list some of the songs that are on the game. I just play this. I'm actually in the middle of playing it at the moment. I haven't played it for a couple of weeks. And I start off and I just go and I get a scooter and I just bomb down the beach, and normally something like Crockett's theme will come on, and I just, yeah, that's me. I do missions and stuff like that, but I mean, I'll be honest, even like with the remakes, the controls are really jagged and whatever, but it's what you make of it, isn't it? Lost in Translation. How the rest of the world experienced your favourite games. So I'm not sure what this section's about, but I'm looking here now and I can see Konami Game Boy Collection, Colin McRae Rally 2 and Parappa the Rapper 2. So I'm not sure if these aren't like where they sort of get converted over onto different machines or whatever. I'll be honest, I haven't read. I'm just literally opening this for the first time now. The making of Castle of Shikigami 1 and 2. That's going to be an interesting article for you and for me, because I've never actually heard of that. I don't have a massive Japanese gaming knowledge, to be honest. Yeah, the Heroes of Shikigami. And it just illustrates a few of those there to just tell us about what it is, who it is, what it's about, etc. This is more me. Retro Revival F-Zero GX. The F-Zero games were brilliant. They started off, I think, on the SNES, and then as the machines went along later on, this was a GameCube version. Graphics got better, gameplay got better. A bit like the Wipeout, I suppose, but yeah, really good. And what's this now? Retro Rated Evercade multi-game cartridges. So yeah, it looks like a little article where they've basically got over some of I say R like I'm dead defensive of it, R machine. And again, I said it earlier, like massive kudos to Retro Gamer for picking up on this. Do you know what I mean? Anyone not in the know over Evercade, it's there's a tabletop console and there's a handheld console, and we get cartridges with between 2 and say 20 games on, and they're amazing. They're amazing. I wax lyrical all day long over Evercade. Between Atari and Evercade, I'm like a proper true fanboy, you know. Pick of the month, Antstream Arcade on Xbox One, and you've got Flying Shark, Pikmin 4 and Hellfire, and we get the Ultimate Platformer Handbook, also by the same people who do the magazine. They're actually quite good. What they do, they compile stuff from previous issues and chuck it into one book. So you might turn around and say, well, yeah, no, right, I'm being ripped off because, you know, I've already read this. Well, that's fine, that's okay. But if you've missed it, or what if you're just a platformer fan, you know what I mean? Go out and get that. Fantastic. 132 pages of Mario, Sonic, Rayman and more. Okay, now this will make me right up my alley. The Home Brewers Kit. Homebrew maker, I think my alpha years ago. The making of a Pig Quest. So it's going behind the scenes of the making of like these little homebrew indie games. Which again, we are getting an awful lot of like on Evercade lately. I'm a massive fan of them. So we have an interview with champion coder Antonio Savona, and says about some music on there as well. So again, guys, plenty of reading. Retro Gamer known for like their massive in-depth articles. Okay, and I love this. I say it on every magazine I do, on Scream, Evercade Evolution, any of them that I do. I love to see like readers getting involved in stuff. I mean, generally, you know, where we're at now, it's all email. You can email on your phone, can't you? Reply things and stuff. But anything that like basically goes around, like, you know, like readers' pages or stuff like that, it's nice for me. This particular one, so retrobates mull over the scene's most intriguing issue covers. Okay, so I think I might have jumped the gun to a few pages further on, possibly. Yeah, I have. But anyway, it's a nice looking little article. The guys saying what their favourite issue covers were. I mean, I grew up with Ollie Frey, Zap 64, stuff like that, amazing artwork. But I mean, from time to time, you do get like inspired covers. I'm not sure if Ollie never actually, bless him, he's not with us anymore, is he? Never actually done a special cover for Retro Gamer. I might be wrong, but somewhere up in the Al Grey matter, it seems to ring a bell. Okay, Collector's Corner. So this basically just features on folks who are showing off their collections. And all collectors, I'm a collector myself, all collectors, we love to show our stuff off, don't we? Look at my collection, look at this. My retro life, personal stories about our shared passion. What I was saying about before, why I love my community on the channel. And all the stories and stuff. But this is sort of going along those lines in print. Asked about what your setup is and all that. And going back to what I was saying before, folks, the mailbag, so a star letter and different letters there. Anybody, again, old enough would remember back like Crash, Zap 64, Your Sinclair, all the magazines of the day used to have like a letters page, and they were great. They really were great. Okay, so we've got a couple more adverts now. Next month's is on sale on the 28th of September. It says California Games. And the other one is the Sci-Fi Retro, what's that one? Sci-Fi Retro Collection. Now, I might actually buy that, going back to what I said before, but I do like a little bit of my sci-fi. Nearly at the end now, folks. Retro Revival, Dead Space. That was one of the horror shooters, if I recall. Never played it. And we have the last page, End Game, and it shows little screenshots for the end of a game. For people, if you're like me, you never get to the end of them. And the Go Compare advert on the end there. Okay, there we go. Your back cover is another advert. Chill Out Games, whoever they are. Okay, and there we have it, guys. So that is the September issue 2023 of Retro Gamer. Leave your comments below. Are you a fan of the magazine? Do you subscribe? Are you a subscriber to the channel? Have you come around first time for Retro Gamer and found us or whatever? If you have, check out all the retro content. All you returning folks, thank you as always. Enjoy the rest of your day, your evening, and I'll catch you later. Keep it retro.